Good late afternoon, British branch Covidians. I might explain to you why I call you branch Covidians. Yep, there was a sect and it met a horrible end, and they were called branch Davidians. Their ending was about death. Well, the British people that voted Tory voted for a death cult. I don't think you all voted for a death cult by any means, but the Tory death cult. That's why we've turned into branch Covidians. Right, Covidians, what do I have to report on day 67? It is going to be another brief one, okay? Just come in from digging the foundation for the patio with my wife. Admittedly, she did more of the digging. I did the wheelbarrowing, some digging, some work with the mattock as well, but indeed I do suffer from a heart condition, and for that reason, although I am not totally unfit, I don't want to push myself too far, even after my bypass surgery many years ago. So, Covidians, there's a little bit of personal detail, but the important one is dear old Demonic Dominic, the eugenics specialist, the man who said, well, don't really care if a few old people die. It's more important that we get herd immunity. Don't forget, the old people he was talking about were in the care homes that did not have that ring thrown around them to protect them, because that was a lie. That was an absolute lie. But there does appear to be a ring thrown around Dominic Cummings to protect him after he'd violated the lockdown rules and travelled over 240 miles to Durham. Well, that's okay, isn't it? Because, honestly, the fact of the matter is, the law doesn't apply to government ministers. He's so important. Everything he has to do is so important. The law can't apply to him. I expect he was extremely upset when the police spoke to him, and I expect he told them in strict ministerial terms, in case they didn't already know who he was, do you know who I am? Dear old bozo, the racist clown. He's not going to sack him, though, is he? Death toll? You're being lied to every single time they quote the figure. You're being lied to, like everything else, yeah? Absolute lies. Even working from the last time the Financial Times looked at something like this, that was over 2 weeks ago. We had upwards of 61,000 then. People are even suggesting now 71,000. That's twice, more than twice, what you're being told in these ridiculous media briefings. Who's on the SAGE committee? We don't know. What about the science? Only the science that supports Boris's view that you've got to get back to work, you've got to bail out the billionaires, and, as I've said to you before, at the end of it, you know who's going to pay? Who always pays? The sick, the weak, the disabled, the unemployed, the old. What about making it the billionaires, the tax dodgers? Once again, a wealth tax. Why shouldn't they pay? You know, they got the money, their shoulders are big, they won't miss it. By the way, it's just my wife upstairs clattering around. Yeah, they wouldn't miss it, but they're not going to pay, are they? They're never going to pay. When all this is over, if you're lucky enough to survive, if your parents and grandparents are lucky enough to survive, when all this is over, you are going to pay. The rich are going to get rich, they're going to get richer still, and we are going to stay poor and powerless. That puts us in a position where they can control us, where they have got us by the proverbial short and curlies, shall we say. Still got you by the short and curlies, haven't they? You're going to pay, and if you are thinking about June the 1st, sending your kids back to school, if you are thinking about doing that, please don't. Even the BMA, even the government's own advisors are telling them that's not good, that's not safe. Even they are pleading for there actually to be test, track and trace. It's not there. And don't forget, of course, we double count tests now. Yeah, if you get one nasal test and one throat swab, that's 2 tests. Yeah, that's how we get the numbers up. We double count them. Yeah, 2 tests for the same thing. Wow, that's really good, isn't it? Yeah. Once again, take control. Get the Tories out. Don't be a sheep. Some of my regular haters are sheep. They're sheep who vote Tory. And they are genuinely quite, I suppose they may not necessarily be the world's most nasty people, but they have everything that, qualifies them to be kind of couldn't care less people. Well, with that last bang from my wife upstairs, I am off. Take care, COVIDians. Stay locked down. Stay safe. Don't trust your government.